into the chaos.
Oh.
Do you mind taking off your shoes here?
Really?
Yeah.
You're not one of those houses, are you?
I am. If you just come through here, there's not really a way to get in,
No,
so
enough.
we're just going like this.
Oh, that's quite good.
You could try. Yeah, so, oh my God, and here we are. Do I look all right on camera, please? Make me look fit.
You look brave and stunning.
To you, he's a stand-up comedian who first hit the mainstream hosting the Friday Night Project and Chatty Man. He travels with Amanda Holden in The Italian Job, has his own podcast, Life's a Beach, hosts Interior Design Masters for the BBC, has written 2 autobiographies and even created a sitcom, Changing Ends for ITV. He's a national Trevor.
National Trevor. I like that. National Trevor.
He's a national Trevor, loved by everyone. He's a national treasure loved by everyone from whichever walk of life. But to me, he's a friend I've given food poisoning to. A man who made me tell the nation on his podcast that I've given at least 1 blowjob in my life. The rest are, of course, speculation. And the person who left a pair of shoes at my house 2 years ago that I am now, for the first time ever, world exclusive, going to confess I gave to a charity shop 6 weeks ago.
You didn't. They were designer.
They were Paul Smith, weren't they?
Yeah.
So sorry, but I never thought you were coming back. I thought you'd ghosted me, which we can speak about later. Like me, he feels his life as a performer is at times lonely, and his marriage ended at a similar time to my own life-changing breakup, except that I had kids and they had dogs. So we have a lot to bond over when it comes to matters of the heart. He's lovable, charming and disarming. He's our favourite chatty man, Alan Carr.
Oh, thank you.
Hi.
So when I came through the door and you said, can you take your shoes off? Now
I'm
you
setting
tell
up
me.
a little side hustle.
Yeah. I'm going to go back there. They're going to be gone, aren't they?
That
There's going to be
charity
some
shop.
tramp wearing them.
No, the charity shop, they're just making absolute min off your shoes. So I thought, they've already gone. They've been sent.
Have
There's
they?
none for you to go back.
So basically,
You're going back in those blue socks, those plastic blue socks.
so like that charity shop's now a bit like, you know, when the V&A puts on a retrospective of people's clothes. You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
I'm not interested. I'm only interested in myself. So
I can't wait to do this. Back to me.
Hello, Alan. Brought you some tea.
Oh, Pam.
Good to see you. Well, give you a kiss.
Oh, lovely.
Good to see you. And how's your mum?
Oh, my mum's lovely. Yeah.
I loved your mum in your play about your life.
Oh, yeah, she's great. It's just what she's like. She's like that. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see you soon.
See you soon, love.
Bye.
Thanks, Pam.
Mum, we are filming, so you can't just talk.
I'm not being rude, but I'd rather talk to Pam.
Well, you might in a minute.
Paloma, you make us a cup of tea and I'll sit and talk with Pam about her Pilates.
All right, so it's called Mad, Sad and Bad.
Yeah.
I think that I've been told my whole life I'm mad, so I'm sort of interested in making myself feel less alone.
So this podcast really is more about you. This is like fucking free therapy for you, isn't it? Well, I mean, it depends what you mean by mad. I mean, I get mad angry and it's never the big things that get me angry. Printers get me angry. Spell check, that gets me angry. Have you ever
Actually, literally angry, like you want to throw stuff?
I threw my second last printer out of my kitchen window.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm sick of being gaslit by my printer because I put it on. Oh, there's no ink in here. And yeah, there is ink because I've just put ink in. Have you ever printed anything off your printer?
Of course I have. And it always says there's no ink.
Yes. And then what about the paper?
It's gone down.
There's no paper in the thing. There is. There's a fucking whole bunch of paper I put in it.
Yeah, because it can't feel it. It's like a person, isn't it? It needs to
I'm not saying my printer's a friend, but I'm just saying.
What did neighbours respond to you throwing the printer out? Or I guess where you live's a bit posh, isn't it? So
yeah, if I threw it in the moat.
They ignore any emotion.
I know. I threw it off one of my turrets. That gets on me tits. But then if you're talking about madness, Do you
As
remember
in psychologically mad.
No, when people thought, oh, Alan, you are a bit mad. When I dressed up as Gemma Collins, did you see that?
I did, but I also just think you were invited to a Halloween party and that's what you do at a Halloween party. To me, that's not mad. Like, I'm sure you've been... Oh, sorry, the postman maybe.
Oh.
Shall I go get it? Oh, it's not part of it. It's just real
life.
life.
Is it someone else? Is it the man who bought my shoes?
Probably DHL. And now, Alan, your printer has come.
It's gone to rehab. What's this? Oh, we need the code.
Croissants.
Are you going to say that on things?
We could get all sorts of sponsorship from this.
You should get Deliveroo. Get Deliveroo. There's been days, when you're hungover, then I get Deliveroo breakfast, Deliveroo lunch, Deliveroo after. You say about dating, I'm basically dating the Deliveroo man.
Is he fit?
Yeah, well, I only see him through the letterbox. Leave it on the mat. Leave it on the mat.
Tell me,
Gemma Collins. Okay, it was not mad, because I don't really do mad things, but that's the maddest thing I've done.
And in your whole life. Come on, Alan. I don't buy it. Are you telling me?
What do you want me to say? What, mad? I mean, I'm quite normal.
Well, this is it. So, Alan.
Yeah.
What strikes me about you and many comedians, and also
here we go. What are you going to say now?
No, what I think about comedy, and I'm relating to you, is that I know that I have my whole life hidden myself behind humour.
Yeah.
Because it's a good way to get over stuff. Like, awful things happen and you're the one to say, well, I never liked him in the first place or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone laughs. At the funeral, that was.
Yeah.
But...
Well, no, I mean, I think my humour comes from, especially when I'm slagging myself off on my appearance, I get in there quick before someone else does. But the thing is, like you said, we got divorced at the same time. And so I'm sort of tentatively putting my toe back in the dating thing. But my problem is I've slagged myself off so much, I've started to believe my own act. And there are people now who are interested in me. And I'm like, oh, well, what with my teeth and glasses and fat back fat. And then, Alan, you've got to rein it in because you're telling them your material, and you go, Alan, you are worth it. People are, this person is interested in you.
And you know what? You are a magnet for everyone who comes near you. Just
a magnet?
To say.
What?
No, forget about your magnets on the Italian job. I mean, like, everyone who comes near you is lucky. That's what I think.
Oh, how lovely.
No, genuinely.
Is that about you or me?
You.
I never know with you.
I think it's a shame to hear you say that about the dating because I've started to do some dating as well.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's the Wild West, isn't it?
Oh my God, I know. People are just psychopaths, aren't they? It's just hard.
Yeah, it is really weird. And also, I don't know about you, whether you had it, but I sort of thought I'd be exempt from extreme weirdness because I thought that they wouldn't do those things to me because they'd be worried about the papers or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not true. Like, I've had someone ask to video call me and then start masturbating.
Sorry about that. I'd had a few wines.
It was you.
I get people going, oh, when can we meet Adele? I'm like, fuck you.
That's just so weird.
I know,
but
people
also,
are weird.
I think, it's hard. It's sad for me to hear you, just because that's one of the subjects of the podcast. Sad for me to hear you put yourself down like that because there are so few people like you in this world that are this magnetic, this funny, this intelligent. No, it's true. And all the stuff like you talk about and you put yourself down, that's a shield, isn't it? It is.
Of course it is. Of course it's a shield and stuff. But I mean, I'm learning to get over that now and say, Alan, take a compliment. Someone said to me, when someone gives you a compliment, say, thank you. I know, and I never go, because I mean...
Instead of going, oh, you should see the other bloody...
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you're drunk. What, with my back fat? Look at my hump. And then you've got a 5-minute monologue slagging yourself off. And if they're not used to stand-up or how fucked up comedians are, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, and then they start going, yeah, he has got a bit of a hump.
and
a
start
double chin.
believing it. No, I've had it before. I've been in an argument with someone, and then they've said to me, "But you da-da-da, and you da-da-da," and I'm thinking, you only know that because I told you. You wouldn't have known that. You're not intelligent enough to know that. You've just reeled off the list of negative traits I've given you for me. But back to the podcast.
No, but yeah, I mean, you just got to get over that now. But I'm getting that. When someone gives me a compliment, I say thank you.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. Well,
I haven't
thank
said
you.
thank you for a long time, but anyway.
I did just say something nice to you, but I don't know if you noticed.
Thank you. Even though you did sell me fucking shoes. Thank you.
Sadness. Talk to me about sadness.
I love being sad.
Why?
Love it. It's my favourite thing to do. Late at night, I'll have a few glasses of red. I'll put on some sad songs and I'll just think about dead pets. I love being sad.
Is dead pets the big trigger for you?
Yeah. Videos and photos. I love it. It's just so nice. It's like getting in a warm bath.
So do you
think... you make up scenarios.
What are some that you've been
just
to?
Like, and then I've died and no one's gone to my funeral.
That would not happen.
I know, but that's why. And then
that's why it's
then you
a
come
fetish.
Out. Then, I quite like being quiet.
Imagine no one liked me.
I know. I love that. It's
and
like
then
the thing you used to do as a teenager. That's what I sort of do. It's nice to be morose. Why don't you try? Have you ever been morose?
Yeah. Have you ever looked at yourself crying in the mirror? Have you ever gone to the mirror or past the mirror while crying and then saw what it was like?
No, that's.
Do you
I don't
not
want to
do
see
that?
me ugly crying.
I
no
do
one
that.
wants that.
Oh. But my kids do it. So I'll tell them off and then they walk to the mirror to see what they look like.
Oh my God.
So they can indulge in it and it gets worse as soon as they look in the mirror.
Yeah, but there is something indulgent about it though, isn't there? I mean, I don't do it all the time, but it's just sometimes it's nice to be sad. And I think when you're sad, you start reminiscing and that's the nice thing. And you start thinking of better times and stuff like that.
The nostalgia.
The nostalgia of crying and everything.
Do you think the glass of wine opens up the gate?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it's creatively stimulating sadness?
Yeah, definitely. There's something special about red wine. The thing is, with my last stand-up tour, if you read it on paper, you'd go, oh my God, that is going to be the worst show ever. COVID, the divorce, my dog died, but it was the most brilliant catalyst for comedy. It was so weird. I've never had so many good reviews. The show kept getting extended. For the first time, I went to America, Canada, all of Europe, probably Greece, Lisbon, on this show. On paper, it looks so sad, but from that misery, I got so much comedy from it. And it's very weird. It's a very weird. And yes, there's been times when I've been in a really good mood and the show hasn't the material just hasn't come. I've had to really dig deep. But, comedy is, misery plus, was it? No,
misery loves company.
Yeah, no, misery plus timing, isn't it? Is comedy. So, that's what I found. Very weird. And then I was having the most miserable time. And then my agent actually said, do you want to cancel the tour? And I said, no, because for an hour and a half on stage, I was absolutely, I was loving going through it. It's probably a bit like the glass of red wine thing. I was sort of indulging in the misery. And then at the end, I did feel better when I come off.
It was therapy.
Yeah, it was therapy, really.
But isn't that because everyone experiences sadness all the time and then we feel better when we feel like everyone's got that same feeling?
Yeah.
It's part of life because we wouldn't understand happy if we didn't understand how.
Of course. I think when I was saying that, without sounding like a complete loser with the red wine thing, I think sometimes it's nice to when you're uncorking that bottle, I think you're uncorking something else. And I sort of sit there and...
Have you ever cried on orgasm?
Have I ever cried on
orgasm? I'm just thinking about uncorking and I have cried on orgasm quite a lot of times.
What did the person think?
I have to sort of say afterwards.
So is you like,
Yeah, and then I cry because I've unlocked something that was maybe I was holding on to, like a sadness or something. And it's the same thing as euphoria.
And the sadness came out of your vagina.
Well, I think women can have two types of orgasm, but that's another
podcast.
Yeah.
That's
Well, yeah.
another podcast. I want to be invited onto that one.
Well, I think that we have a physical orgasm,
should
which
call
is
it-
like rubbing,
Yeah.
friction-based.
Yeah.
And then we have these orgasms that are like very emotional, where our whole body's invested in it, our whole being is part of it. And like that's the one where I would cry because I might have like held some emotions in, and then the orgasm will be through my body, and it's like an out-of-body experience. Are you jealous?
I'm jealous about
Are all-
having two. Do you know what? Why don't you do another podcast and call it Come Again?
And it's all the guests from this one
Yeah.
just coming to
And
cry
we
on
all just orgasm
orgasm.
together. Oh, that's lovely. That's like a bog off on coming. You get two for the price of one. Aren't you lucky, you women?
Well, we
and
are
you
lucky.
and you get an extra 5 years of
but,
life.
but we're not always lucky because sometimes we get
that,
none.
that is a sweeping generalisation.
So quite
all women are so lucky.
Forget all of your strife.
Yeah.
Yeah. We often get no orgasms, Alan, and that's
No.
the rubbish
my
bit.
God.
Can you imagine that?
Not having them, but that's what you do it all for. No orgasm.
Well, it might be that the person's finished and then they just go, right, should we watch a film?
Oh, that's a very manly thing,
you're
isn't it?
like-
When they roll over, they've done
And you're like, excuse me,
tap on the
I
shoulder.
would like my refund.
Yeah,
here."
hello. I haven't even had one orgasm, and I want two. So, oh, here's the old battle axe.
She's so demanding.
She's so demanding.
You know, you mentioned quite high on your list of things that make you sad, the death of an animal.
Oh, God, yeah, don't get me started, but carry on.
Do you think, this is a big one, that the death of Bev, who I met and was a wonderful person,
Yeah.
was maybe tied up a bit in your sadness about the end of your marriage?
I think it was the other way round. I think it just sort of compounded it, really. It was like really shit time, marriage falling
All these
apart,
endings.
all the ending, and then the first gift that, Paul gave me was the dog, and then the dog dies. It was more symbolism than anything. But when she died, it was the first day of an Agatha Christie documentary I was doing. And I was working, and Paul said, Bev is going, she's going now. And then she died, and then I got food poisoning on the same day. Do you remember that food poisoning that went around London?
Yeah.
And I was dressed as Poirot when I heard she died. It was the most surrealist thing ever.
You don't want that
I know. And then
when you're grieving.
And then I was grieving, and then I nearly shat myself with the food poisoning. And I said to my mum, I think I've shat myself. She went, oh, people grieve in different ways. I said, no. I said, it's the food poisoning. My mum thought I was so upset I'd shat myself. But the thing is, I wouldn't have minded if I'd shat myself in my clothes, but I was in the Poirot outfit that David Suchet had donated to the museum.
The actual one.
Yes, the actual one. And I was like, obviously I would pay for any dry cleaning costs, but that would have to go proper high end. And if I couldn't get the stain out, that's disgusting. He's never going to lend anything again,
Ever
is he?
again.
But I didn't do it, thank God.
Did you and Paul get together and grieve together?
Yeah, we did grieve together, It also, but the thing is, the marriage just fell apart, and people always look for the clickbaity thing and all that. But we had loads of years together. It just ended. It just ended. 13 years, we gave it a good go.
That's a lifetime. If we were in
Especially
Victorian
with the
times,
gays, especially with the gays, that's like dog years.
And also back in the day before the advancement of medical science, we'd all be dead by now because you died at 40.
I know.
So that's a lifetime.
Yeah, that is a lifetime.
So well done.
And that's it, And then he's happy now. I'm happy that we moved on. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, it was when Bev went, it was all a bit sad and everything. But yeah, you're getting better with it and stuff. And I like that thing what Richard E. Grant said. You don't get over grief. You go round it, and you do. And I can look at photos of Bev, and I'll be like, oh, and then her will just come into my head, and then you're bawling in the street for no reason. Do you know what I mean?
Have you done that?
Yes.
How do people respond to you if you're crying in the street? Because I have done it, and
Well, I'm not like you. I don't go, ah. I mean,
Help me.
oh, people go, is she orgasming? Is she crying? No, because I'm quite shy of crying, so I probably will just go like that. I mean, this woman, I love her a bit. She's so sweet. She does the most genuine animal portraits. So I'm on my phone near Oxford Circus. I know it's been a year since Bev died, so I did a drawing, and it was so lifelike. And then I went like that in Oxford Circus, because there she was. It was like, oh my God, I'm getting a bit tearful now. I was like, fuck, you know. And then I was fine once you get it out of you. You got to just get it out, haven't you, really? Just getting it out.
The release.
The grief and the release. And then you go, oh, what a lovely picture. But yeah, I mean, ambushed by a dead dog.
You know, when you were filming the Poirot thing, did you have to go back on set and then put a brave face on and be that performer who's going through something behind the scenes?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get all Martine McCutcheon. This is my moment. You know, you pat your eyes down and you get on with it. You are more emotionally led, aren't you?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you see, sometimes I feel like you're asking me this question. I don't think I have that much emotion and fire as you, because you're like, when have you been mad? And you're like, well, what was it like when you cried? And I'm
you
like,
thought you met Penelope Cruz.
I just wiped my nose really, and just blew my nose and carried on with life, you know.
I think it's because I'm
throw
half
yourself
Spanish.
on the grave.
It's my Spanish side.
You're Spanish are like that though, aren't you?
We
the
are.
funerals over there with the veils and the screaming.
The theatre of it.
Yes, you see, I think.
But you like to indulge in the private.
I'm private.
Yeah.
But then why are you like this? Because you have your outlet. You do TV, do film, you do concerts, gigging, but you see that's my outlet.
It might be a good time to actually just get my mum to answer that.
Pam, come in here, please. Can you explain this hot mess? Pam, please.
Yes.
My mum's here to answer.
You've got
that.
some explaining to do.
I have.
Why is she like
She's
this?
encouraged it, emotions and talking about feelings, haven't you?
I think I have, but she's quite dramatic.
No shit.
Yeah, very.
Why is she a hot mess?
Emotional.
Emotionally hot mess.
She wasn't as a child, you know.
Oh.
No. I mean, I sometimes get quite shocked at what Paloma talks about.
I know she's been on my podcast. She mentioned blowjobs.
But I didn't listen to that
She's never
podcast.
given one.
Good for you, Pam.
I'm joking. I'm pretending.
You see,
she has.
You see, Pam.
But I'm quite surprised in the way Paloma has become as an adult.
Yeah.
Because as a child, she was really quite very, didn't express herself a lot. She was always very cooperative.
Was she quiet?
Yes.
Oh, what?
Yes. I mean, at one point, one of my friends who taught her said to me, we've got to do something about Paloma. I said, what do you mean? She needs assertion training.
I needed to. Imagine she'd have said.
Assertion training. I need to speak to this woman.
Yeah, and so what I did was.
She's the woman who's responsible for this.
So what? I didn't send it to her. So do you know what I?
He's making it about me.
As if you're complaining.
No, but I wanted you to talk about emotions, sadness.
But some people don't want to. Some.
No, my mum.
Oh, your mum. Okay.
Not you. You've done enough.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the rudest podcast I've ever been on. You invite me on to talk. Not now. I'm talking to my own mum, which you can do at any time.
Okay, we'll leave her. We'll get you back.
No, I want to talk to Pam. I'd rather talk to Pam than you.
That's all right.
Just
Then go on then. Go on. I don't think either of you really know what sadness is properly yet.
No.
Do you know that? Because I think the worst thing for me, I thought divorce was the saddest thing in my life.
Yeah.
But the worst thing I think that you've got to face is when your parents die, particularly your mother.
I know. I do not take that lightly. I mean, I'm bawl my eyes out about my dogs, the dogs dying, but I know that is going to be real.
But I do understand what you mean about divorce. It is a really harrowing experience.
It's not a bad thing throwing yourself into work.
No, I did that.
Like, oh, well, have you really addressed it? But then you can't say you haven't.
I think it should save you, your work.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only honest thing. I felt better. And
even if it's for a minute and then you have flashback.
Well, let me just enjoy me feeling better.
Sorry.
And then You plummeted into misery.
Absolutely.
Well, I indulge in it too, as you know.
I know.
But do you want to come back in
Yeah,
a
okay.
minute?
Thank you, love. And if you could come back with another cup of tea,
I
I'd
will.
love you even more.
Okay, then.
Do you ever feel lonely?
Oh, yeah. I feel lonely. I feel, I don't think lonely is a bad thing. Sometimes I like being lonely. Sometimes you don't like being lonely, you know? So, yeah, I mean, that sounds like I'm not answering the question. But,
No.
yeah, you do. 8 o'clock, I'm getting that, especially if you come back after a tour. And then my brain goes into, oh, no, Alan, your life's so lonely.
And you've watched every box set.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
There's
And like the
nothing left.
night before, you might have been at the O2 or maybe at the Royal Albert Hall or something. And then you come back, oh, my life is I'm so lonely. But I don't think it's genuine lonely. I think you just get a bit sorry for yourself. But the one thing I found, I've only done one arena tour, but can I tell anyone listening to this? On that stage, we can hear you. That's what they don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, not maybe when you're doing a ballad or something,
Yeah.
but with me when I don't know, do you want a gin and tonic, Val? I'll have a double. And I'm like, I can still hear you all.
It's really distracting.
I
You're
know.
like, where was I?
Yeah, I'm like, I can hear you. They think you can't. I mean, O2's big, but it's like a big echoey hall.
Yeah, it is.
Going for a piss.
Yeah. Is the toilet that way?
Oh, is he still talking?
I think we've got the wrong night.
Oh, Pam's
Let's
back again.
Stick to tea.
Oh, Pam, you are good. I want to take Pam with me.
You can. Well, you've got
you
a mum.
can. I want 2 mums, like you have 2 orgasms.
Well, I can't remember the last time it was 2.
I wonder why men
was-
can't have 2.
You can with a little intermission. 5 minutes in your case, obviously.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm in the prime of my life, really. People don't realise age creeps up on you. And, someone will say to you, have you got the time? If you've got the energy. And then they look at you like, ugh, get away from me.
You're meant to be invisible by now. And the only reason why you're not is because you're on the bloody television.
They're like, shouldn't you be dead?
Do you feel sad about aging?
The thing is about when you realise, because I had sciatica last year and I couldn't do anything. And then when you're younger, you're so arrogant. You think people get old for a bet. You think, oh, look at that man. He's got like a stick for a laugh. You know what I mean?
What's he doing exaggerating?
Yeah, why would you have a stick for? And then as you go, God, I don't need a stick. But I'm like, that sciatica knocked me for sick. Have you ever had that?
I have.
Oh, my God. For anyone who goes, because it's got a bit of a comedy name, isn't it? All got sciatica, like that. But fuck, it's
That
not
could
funny.
be the name of your next dog.
Sciatica.
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 Leaving treats for sciatica. Shouting out the door.
And then, in 12 years' time, I go, my sciatica died. You should be happy. That is a good name. And for a drag queen as well.
Sciatica nerve.
Yeah.
Great, love it.
Ms. Sciatica Nerve. Oh, girl.
So talk to me about bad.
I haven't
Are
really
you
done
a baddie? Are you a bad boy?
I'm not a bad person. I was thinking about this question, and I've never really been a badass. And then the time I was really bad, and I'm not proud of this. I'm just saying I'm not proud of this. But the only time I was badass and sassy was I was at a disco when I was 18. Disco called Car Wash. Everyone dressed in 70s gear. It was amazing. I was dancing with this girl doing like the funky chicken or the bus stop. And then this man goes, are you fucking dancing with my girlfriend? I said, yeah, like this. And then he bit my ear, ripped my earlobe like that, bit into
Blood,
it. Like,
drew
blood
blood.
on the bus like that. He went, huh, and I went to him, I've got AIDS.
I was about to interject and go, surely he was bad, but then, you got him.
Not proud of saying that, but I was 18, I was young.
Good one, though.
But his face went so white and he just went like, oh my God. Panicked and then just grabbed his girlfriend and went. And I was like, I am a badass. But then, but obviously, bad what I did, out of order, and you do not mock things like that. But I was
Did you feel bad? But no, because he drew blood, you couldn't have. You've probably
I know,
thought.
but I mean, listen, I'm the victim here.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been attacked.
That's what I mean. It was a great
I
comeback.
can't help it if my tongue is sharp. So yeah, not proud of what I said, but at the time it was badass. And listen, if you want to be badass, you got to be a bit bad.
Yeah. Do you think there's such a thing as, like when we're little, we watch TV shows and we're sort of indoctrinated into thinking goodies and baddies. Do you believe in goodies and baddies? Isn't it just, what do you think?
I think there are people who are inherently bad and inherently good. I think you do have that feeling, and I think it goes back to when you're a caveman, or just, you've got to suss people out. And I think that is still there. And I know we live in a world now, don't judge.
Yeah.
But there's been times I've got it spot on and I go, I don't trust you and I don't like you. When you see a fucking serial killer on the telly, it looks like a fucking serial killer.
He's got those 70s glasses on.
A bit like the ones I'm wearing, but that's fine.
Not those, the wire ones.
And that's what pissed me off. These gay serial killers took 18 men back to the flat and killed them. I can't even get one to come back, and they look fucking freaky.
I get feelings about people like a haunted house. Like I just quite quickly go, I can't be near that person. I don't think they're nice.
Your gut is your best friend, and it is, isn't it? It's there all
Not
the time.
unless you've got food poisoning.
Or IBS.
Yeah, then or Crohn's.
It's not your friend, it's your enemy. That's when I go, my colon. I'm like, I don't trust you. You keep mentioning food poisoning. Are we going to mention when you nearly killed me?
Well, I said that in my intro for you. I said I gave you food poisoning. Sorry.
And you nearly killed Adele's dog.
I can't forget it. Every time I see you on TV, we talk about it. I've never stopped. Actually, feeling bad's a good subject because I know we make a joke of it, but I did feel bad for ages about that.
For those you don't know, Adele, a dog Louie, and Paloma came round. Now, it was quite a while ago, but I remember you saying, I'll cook us something lovely. And was it a Spanish dish?
No.
What was it?
I can't remember. It was a lamb thing.
Lamb.
It was the lamb that gave everyone food poisoning. I know because I follow my gut, and my gut said it was the lamb.
And you still served it up?
No, it was after we'd eaten it. I knew, not straight away.
So then so we're sitting there, and the first time my stomach's going, all at home. And then Adele's dog Louie is a sausage dog. So then the dog had a bit of the lamb. And then I've never seen shit come out so quick. It was like a brown skiddy. That was an expensive rug. Like that. Adele goes, no. Get some kitchen roll. So I run downstairs. I come over with the kitchen roll. Adele rips the kitchen roll off. I think she's going to scoop up the dog shit, but she rolled it up and put it up her nose because of the smell.
We're all so self-centered. Enough about him. What about me? Do you think before you speak or speak before you think?
I speak before I think. I'm always putting my foot in it. What was interesting last time was with my emotions, isn't it? I keep them quite hidden and I don't really like talking about it. And yet I will say things, they'll just come out. And it's almost like if you were maybe a bit more, tell us how you feel, you might not fester so much. You might not just have it sit there. It's interesting, isn't it? So, Alan, shut the fuck up.
Think about it.
Think about some of the things you've done, Alan. Tell the group.
Group therapy.
Group therapy, yeah.
Do you think gossip's bad? Have you had people gossip about you? And
yes.
Do you gossip about other people?
I gossip about people all the time.
Do you think it's bad?
Not really.
You think it's okay? What about if people are gossiping
I don't like
about
people. I mean, I'm a pure hypocrite. I love gossiping, but I hate people gossiping about me. I'm a complete gossip hypocrite.
So you do sort of think it's bad, but it's a guilty pleasure.
It's a guilty pleasure. If people are dicks, you've got to talk about them, haven't you?
Do you remember when I called you? We went out one night. We went to the Halloween party. And the next day it was in the paper that my relationship had ended, but I hadn't told anyone.
It was not me. You know it wasn't me.
But do you remember I called you and asked if you knew if you'd mentioned it by accident? You were like, no.
No, I hadn't.
And then I felt bad because I was like, no, I just wanted to know like how that would have
No.
coincided.
Now,
but I was talking
now
about
you've lured me in saying, "Are you a gossip?" And I've gone, "Yeah," and you've gone, "Yeah," because someone's gossiping about me.
No.
This is a trap. Pam.
It was
Start the car.
It was she can't drive.
I don't care.
Pam,
Let's get out of here.
You'll die.
I'll cling to the bonnet.
Alan, thank you for being absolutely amazing as usual.
Oh, thank you, darling.
I thought it would be good to end on a positive, and even though it's not...
I love that.
And also, you've moaned for the whole time that I've gone too probing.
Let's try and end on a positive, Alan. You're so miserable.
Oh, you're blaming me for that. But I thought, because it rhymes, why not something that today you feel glad about?
Oh, glad. That's good. Yeah, glad.
What are you glad about?
What am I glad? Glad for my health, I think. And after speaking to Pam, what she was saying about the grief will really hit you when you lose your parents. Probably that my mum and dad are on the other side. They've died during the podcast. And
he's been putting a brave face on.
No. I think that they're on the other end of the line because I know, I think that's probably what I'm most grateful. And as you get older, it's family, isn't it? Yeah, me and my brother, we used to go, not real, but now we are so close. It's so lovely. And he's got gorgeous nephew and niece and stuff like that. And I think it's family because all the other shit doesn't really matter, does it?
That's what I think it boils down to is like really, it's the tiny, whatever you're going through, whatever you're doing, it always boils down to the glad things, always the simplest.
Yes, yeah. And when I say family, I know some people don't go on with their family, but just a
chosen family.
A community. Yeah, chosen people that just got your back and just... who really care for you and are just there for you because it is important, isn't it? And especially, let's not get too down, but what's going on in the world right now, I mean, we've never had so much information, but I've never felt so helpless. You're just watching this destruction,
wanting it to stop.
But you just got no power. So when you got like that, I think you do just get people near you and just grab them closer to you and just try and, get a bit of love in your life, really.
That's a lovely perspective.
Thank you.
Speaking of family, I took the liberty of asking my kids to ask you a question. If you don't mind, I'm going to play you the question for a final thing. I said you can ask him anything you want, and it's nothing to do with the podcast, but it's a family question.
Oh, okay.
Why are you so weird?
Good.
Oh, how adorable. Why am I so weird? I don't know, really. It's just the way I was born, I guess.
I think it's ironic them asking you that when I'm their mum.
I was going to say, that is a backhanded insult. I bet that question was to you, and you've gone, they've got a question for you, Alan.
Baby, I was born this way. Thanks, Alan.
I just don't feel good. I feel like I've got food poisoning from that tea. I think you've struck again. Was there any of your lamb in it? Was any of your lamb in it?
Stop rubbing it in.